Hi guys, welcome back to Beauty and Soul with Darian. So I have another video for you guys. Today we're going to be doing a review on the SHEIN SHEGLAM. That's their beauty cosmetic line that I ran into a few weeks ago and actually looked through their stuff, and I was like, let me try out this stuff, and I am impressed. Okay, I know the prices may be like, is this really like good products, looking at the prices, but I gave the products a try and I really like a lot of their products. So today we're going to be talking about their Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation. Their Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation. Now they do have more than one type of foundation on their website. They do have, different types. If you like powder, if you like the full coverage. I chose to try out the hydrating foundation because I'm at a place in my life where I like products that are skin-like. I like lightweight, but I like good coverage, even though it's lightweight, if that makes sense. I want to be able to put on the product and just still feel like I don't have on this full caked on, stuff. I love a good full glam, but for every day, or if I'm just going somewhere that's pretty casual, pretty normal, I like to put on a foundation that just looks skin-like. That's not too much, not too, you know what I mean, girl. I want to first start out by saying that for the price of this product, the packaging, the, presentation is beautiful. It's beautiful. Like the presentation that it came in, the packaging that it came in is so much nicer than some of the high-end stuff that I bought, okay? I'm not just talking about the box, but girl, let me show you how this came in. So the product came in its own little box, and the box was pretty cute. Like, I really like packaging, like the presentation. That is something that kind of like, ooh, this is cute. That's something that has, driven me in the past when buying makeup. Girl, let me show you how it came in. So it came in this little sleeve thing. Like, it has its own little, I want to call it a purse. It has its own little sleeve, and I just think that is so nice. Like, they didn't have to do this, but this is a part of the product. And I want to say it was between the 10 to 15. I think this was actually less than 15 when I purchased it. Obviously, products, they change their prices, but when I purchased it, it was less than 15. So this is definitely, I would say, a go. It's been recently purchased, so I'm pretty sure it's still the same price. So this is fabulous to me. This is fabulous. I don't really know why you would need this, but now that I think about it, I have a lot of foundations, and having a lot of foundations, every now and then you'll get some on the outside of the container, and then I actually have my foundations in their own little container, in their own little drawer. So I have had where the foundations have gotten all over the drawer, not all over it like it spilled out, but there are some traces of foundation in the drawer, and then even on the other products that I have in that drawer. So this is actually pretty smart. This is actually a great idea, but I don't know if that's why they put it on there, but I just think this is so fabulous. Okay, my foundation has a whole little pouch for it. Okay, so the foundation comes in this really nice packaging. Like, I'm telling you, this foundation is nice. The actual foundation and the packaging is just like stellar. Like, is this foundation really as much as I paid for it? Like, what's going on? So, as you open it, it has this cute, little fancy looking, it's just cute. This cute little fancy looking, part of it, the gold part, I like that. And then this is the foundation. Look how fabulous this is. It has that matte glass look, so you can still see the color. As you're looking at my fingers and looking at this foundation, you can still see the color pretty well. And this color, it looks, when you pump it out, it actually comes out as the color that you can see it. So that's really nice. I ended up getting the color camel, and I really like that color. It matches me perfectly. I want to talk about the fact that when you do pick out your color online, when I picked it out, the chart was not correct. So they have, like, you can compare it to other foundation colors that you have in their shade range. They gave me colors that was completely off. It wasn't even in the same like family of the color that I needed. So do your best to pick out what foundation color you need. Read the descriptions of the foundation colors, and if you don't know your colors, you don't know the descriptions of the foundation color, use a foundation that you already have as kind of like that you use. Like for me, I have a foundation that I've been using for years, and it's a pretty popular foundation, but in the foundation it has like an explanation of the undertones in the shade range. So take that from the other brand that you're used to using, and if you want to try this, go on the website and look through the different shades and look at the different, descriptions that they have for the shades and go based off of that. So one of the easier ways to do is to find out if your foundation is a light, medium, or dark. Sometimes brands will do a deep dark, but this foundation is so remarkably priced right now that you can buy a couple of shades, and if you don't like it, either give it away or return it. You can only do so much. Now let's take a look at, let's open this up. So it came with a pump. It actually was, I've been using it. It's a little dirty with foundation on it, but I really love how this has a pump in it. You don't have to try to, pour it out, and then, that becomes a lot. I love a foundation that you can just pump and put on your brush. And I ended up using the brush that they have on their website. I really like this brush. I don't know if the hole really makes a difference in it. Maybe they just put it there to hold the foundation, but I feel like I got the same coverage that I would get in using a brush that is dense, a flat-headed brush. This is really good if you're looking for a brush to apply the foundation. Me as a person, I just normally pump out 3 pumps no matter what foundation I use. Sometimes 4 depending on how I feel, but normally I've been using about 3 pumps, and I feel like this will last you a while. This is about the same amount as most other foundations that are out there. This is 1 fluid ounce. This is definitely a good deal on foundation. Okay, so good products don't have to be expensive. Good makeup is not always expensive, okay? So get that out your mind. There are products out there that are affordable and are quality. I'm telling you, this foundation for me, I feel like it's higher quality than some high-end foundations that I have. I paid like 2, 3, maybe even 4 times as much as other foundations that were not even on the same level as the quality of this foundation, if that makes sense, okay? I definitely will recommend this foundation, and this is coming from just being a person that bought this with my own money. I definitely would recommend this foundation. This is something that I feel like if you are a makeup artist, I know the makeup artist life, that is something that I do. If you are a makeup artist, it is, sometimes depending on where you're at, it can be a thing trying to get your products and build up your kit. So this is definitely something I feel like you could build your kit with. This looks good, I feel like, on all skin types. And if you have clients that have oily skin and they need a matte, foundation, put on a matte primer and then use this foundation. As you're gonna see when I do the demonstration using this foundation, it's still dried down very skin-like. With this foundation, you don't need a lot of powder, because when I put on the foundation, it just it went into my skin, but it wasn't greasy as it was on my skin. It wasn't matte. Obviously, it's a hydrating foundation, but it also wasn't too greasy or liquidy to where I felt like if I rub my face, all this foundation is coming off on my hand. As a matter of fact, I really don't put powder a lot on the sides of my face. And look, I'm like really touching my face. Like, this is not a joke, okay? I'm like really touching my face multiple times. Look, this foundation is still on my face, and you'll see in the video, I just set under my eyes and I kind of just put some powder up there, and I put the bronzing powder, but I didn't really put a bunch of powder on my face. Look, this is not a matte foundation. This is not a matte foundation. And you can see how skin-like this foundation still looks. girl, you better get this foundation. So guys, I'm going to show you how much comes out in a pump. It's about the standard size that comes out in a pump of foundation, and then I'm going to blend a little bit into my hand, and I hope that will help you get an idea of how this foundation, you know, lays down and sets on the skin. So that is one pump. That is a lot of product. You really don't need 3 pumps. It depends on the size of your face, obviously, but look how this just blends out flawlessly. My hands are darker than my face. My skin has been like that always. My hands and arms are actually darker than my face. So, but look how this blends out. Look at the flawlessness of this foundation. That is, obviously it has to set in, but when I put this on my face, it was gorgeous. This is a foundation that you can build up the coverage, and honestly, once you put on concealer and, you know, powder, it's gonna end up being, if you're doing that many steps in your makeup routine, it's gonna end up being full coverage. Now, if this is a foundation that you just wanted to wear by itself and just get your exact match in the foundation, this is a perfect skin-like foundation. This is something that I would recommend if you're going on vacation and you just want a little, you know, something. Put on this foundation, add a little bronzer. If you want a little highlight, and go. You don't need to do all that extra concealer and all that. Put on some mascara, girl, and go. This is not something you have to sit and put on a bunch of concealer and all that. This is something like, this is giving me skin. This is giving me healthy, glowy skin. I've worn this foundation for hours in a day. I want to say at least 6 to 8 hours. And at the end of the day, when I got home, I still feel like the foundation looked really good. It still was sitting on my skin really nicely. It wasn't overly oily. Yes, my skin is normal. I've gotten it to a place of being normal. So if you are someone who is oily, you probably want to, you know, have a little powder, add a little extra powder. Got very good use of this foundation throughout the day. I wasn't, you know, patting my face all day and stuff like that. So yes, that is my review for this foundation. I definitely recommend this foundation. I really love this foundation. Like, I'm ready to buy the second one, okay? But I'm gonna use up what I have, you know. So yes, if you're interested in seeing the demonstration on how I apply this foundation along with the other products that I got for a full face routine from this line, then go ahead and stay tuned and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am taking the Skinfinite Hydrating Foundation. Again, this is the hydrating foundation. This gives a skin-like look, and so I do want to recommend that you get your perfect shade. Although when I ordered at the time on their website, the shade range was not very helpful. It was very off, but I got the right color, thank God. So we are going to take as you can see, I've been using it. I love this foundation, so we're gonna take it. I usually normally do 3 pumps, and I don't like to prime my face before I put on foundation. That's just something I just don't like to do. I feel like the way my skin naturally is, I like that, I guess the natural oils that set in on my skin, it works well with the way I wear foundations. Plus with all the powder and stuff, priming is just not my thing, at least for now. So hopefully always, because it's one less step I have to add in. So I'm gonna go ahead and pump this. I am using their foundation brush that was on their website. And so we're gonna try this. It has a hole in the middle. We're gonna see how this does. When I was using the foundation, I've been using it, but I was not using the foundation brush with it. So let's see how it goes together. I normally like 3 pumps. Normally I use 3 pumps, and that's what foundations all across the board, that's how I like to do it. So let's see. As you can see, when I first put it on, the color has to, of course, set in. And the foundation has to oxidize, but so far it's still a pretty good color match. Even just from just the first, you know, placement of it. I I love how this foundation glides on. Look at this finish already. It's giving a skin like glowy feel. And look at this coverage. I do have a mark right here that I'm working on, a lightening. But look, it's doing pretty good. Maybe we'll just say medium coverage, because it's covered pretty well, this spot. I am gonna put on their concealer, so we'll do the full face. But overall, look at this, look at the color match, look at how this foundation is laying on my skin. It just looks so natural. It's not jumping into, you know, super dry, because it's a hydrating foundation. Obviously it's the opposite, but I just feel like it's giving more of a skin look. So I like this, but it's not overly, it doesn't feel overly greasy. It doesn't feel like if I touch my face, all this stuff is gonna come off on my fingers. It doesn't feel like that at all. It just feels like it just went into my skin perfectly how I expect a foundation to do. I feel like this foundation matches my skin so well. If I did not want to put anything on else with this, I feel like it's still pretty good. This is like my perfect match from this line of product. I have neutral undertones, so I stick to a lot of neutral colored foundations. Sometimes I'll do warms and just brighten it, or, you know, mix the colors with the concealer to get the color match that I need. Okay, so now it's time to apply concealer. So I'm taking the SHEGLAM concealer. This is the full coverage concealer. This is the concealer that I saw when I was on the website. So I'm gonna apply this under my eyes. Because this foundation matches pretty well, so well, I don't want to mess up the foundation by adding another concealer that's super light. So what I'm gonna do is only put it under my eyes to give me that brightening look, which I like. And then for the rest of my face, I'm just gonna set with powder. The color that I picked out is walnut, and this color matches my skin very well for a highlight color. This is kind of like the same color I get in the other lines of foundations and concealers that I usually buy when I want to highlight. This concealer is very full coverage, and it goes a long way with just a little bit. So I'm going to literally do just those two, well, 2.5 little swipes, and then I'm gonna blend this out. I am going to use a beauty blender for this because this concealer is thick, but it's a good concealer, full coverage. I'm going to mist the beauty blender. That's normally what I do when I blend out concealer. So here we go. I got my purple one today, and this is how I normally mist. We are going to blend this concealer out. Look at that brightening. Okay, so obviously this is makeup, but I love a brightened under eye. It just looked like she got a good night of sleep, okay? So about this concealer, I love that you do have a good dry time. It doesn't like just, as soon as you put on your face, it's completely dry. You have a good dry time, but I will say this is a concealer that you don't want to, I guess, test too much when it comes to time. It does dry down, but it's not too quick. I've had some concealers, like as soon as you touch your face, it's like already drying down, but this is kind of, you have a little bit of time. You want to talk a little bit, if you want to, you know, just let it sit for a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds. I think you're good. Now when you start doing minute, 2 minutes, I think that's a little much for this concealer, but look at this. Look how bright this. I feel like this concealer and this foundation are a perfect match for each other, even though the foundation is more of a skin finish, skin-like foundation, and the concealer is a full coverage. I feel like these two together they are a hit together. They go together. They go together. I'm gonna take my brush, and this is something I like to do whenever I apply concealer. I just like to buff out around the concealer so there are no harsh lines that look like, where did this come from? So I like a flawless foundation look, and this is like the way it feels. Like I don't want to add too much powder because it already it just went in so nicely. You know, like some foundations you put on and it just feels greasy or it feels oily. I don't get that from either one of these products. My skin feels like it just took in the hydrating foundation, and it doesn't feel like it took it in like in a way where it's like, why is my skin sucking up all this product? It just feels like it laid nicely and it set nicely without being matte, but still looking skin-like. Like, if that makes sense to you, that's how it feels, okay? And then the concealer, I feel like the concealer might be a little more matte, but the way it feels, it still feels like it just complemented the foundation. So I like it. I'm loving her. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set this foundation with powder. So they do have their own powder that you can use with their foundation and concealer. Because I already have so many powders, I decided not to buy another powder, which I probably wouldn't end up using. I like the powders that I already use, so I'm gonna use my own personal powder along with this foundation. But I feel like their powder might be worth a try. I did see some loose powders and I also saw some pressed powders, which may go very well with, you know, obviously I'm pretty sure it's designed to go well with their products, but let me go ahead and apply my powder. Okay, so just enough to set under my eyes, and whatever was left over in the brush, I just dragged along my forehead and my chin. I don't like heavy cakey makeup. I'm in that place where I've been there, done that, and I like a natural looking complexion, okay? Even when I do the full glam, like I'm going somewhere and I want just fabulous makeup, I still like a, you know, complexion like full glam, complexion like full foundation, if that makes sense. I don't like feeling like I just have all this stuff on my face. So now that I have set their foundation and concealer, I'm going to use their Sweet Cheeks. And it's a blush trio, but the last brush in this set is Sunset Cruise, is the one that I got. The last blush that's in this set is dark enough for me to use as a bronzer and a blush together. So, or you can just use it as a bronzer and apply more brush, but I like how it's already both a blush and a bronzer type thing, so I just did the bronzer and then added the highlight on top. I'm gonna take a little bit of that, and again, this color is Sunset Cruise. They have different ones for different, you know, shade ranges that you can pick out. I picked the one for the darkest, and I am pleased with this. I actually really love that it's like a mixture. So I am applying this along my cheeks, under, I guess, under the cheek area to give me that definition. I normally just like to apply a little around my forehead, and I'm just gonna swipe a little bit down my nose. Look, even though like the, I guess the redness in it down the nose, look how cute that looks. It looks very blushy. So I just closed the packaging and it says, stay glam, stay real. Honey, I like that, okay? Stay glam, stay real. I don't even know if you can see it in the camera, but that is worth looking at. Stay glam, stay real, okay? Anyway, I love the fact that this is, I don't know if this is really a thing in the beauty world, because normally when I go to find a bronzer, it's usually just a bronzer. Now, the deeper bronzers I have seen, they have had a little more warmth and redness to them. A lot of them, some of them, depending on the brand, but one that's like, it literally could go for a blush or a bronzer. I really like that. So the next thing that I am going to do is I'm going to take their highlighter and I'm going to add that to this look. We are going to take their highlighter. This is a liquid highlighter, and at first I didn't really know how this was gonna, you know, take on my skin. I didn't know how it was gonna work out, but as I've used it, I actually really do like this. So we're gonna take this, and when I've used it, I've just applied a couple of dots. That actually might be a little much, but we're gonna blend this out. I am taking a blending brush. This is actually a concealer brush, but I'm gonna blend it out with this, and then I know it looks like a lot right now, but when I used it yesterday, actually, I blended it out really nice. So I'm gonna just keep blending. That is something you need in your tool box, is blending brushes, because that can make the difference. It will make the difference in your makeup. Just about with every product, a blending brush can help. Blending. I'm actually gonna take that foundation brush and buff this out. When I do wear highlight, I like it to look natural. I like this. I like the way it sat. Beautiful. So guys, if you are doing makeup and you make a mistake, don't stop. No, don't just jump and wipe it off right away. You can fix it. Most times you can fix it. There are some times you probably just need to wipe it off, but most times you can fix it. So that is something I have learned over the years of doing makeup on myself and others, is don't just be quick to throw it away, depending on what you're doing. Some stuff is like, no girl, wipe it off. But for the most part, it's fixable. This is with the highlight. I actually really like this highlighter, and I'm not really a liquid highlighter type of girl, but this has kind of changed my mind about that. So when I want to wear more glam makeup, I think I will be using this. But that is the full face. I'm going to put on lipstick and we'll be back. Alright guys, so I am back. I have added lipstick. This is actually the SHEGLAM lipstick, and this is the color Prophecy. I love this color on me, and I was actually a little, you know, not scared, but I didn't know how it would look because it is the brighter red, but I really like this, even without a liner. A lot of bright colors I like to line on my lips, but I really like this color. This is a lipstick. This is the packaging. How cute. This is too cute. Okay, this is cute. The name is Prophecy, like I said. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. And it is this beautiful bright red. So that is what I have added to this look. This full foundation look. This is very glam. This is very skin-like. This is not too much, okay? This is very, it just looks skin-like, and I believe it's from the hydrating part of the foundation. And so as I've worn this foundation, it has been really good to my skin, really good on my skin. I feel like it looks really good. The color match is basically perfect, okay? If you are interested in trying out these products, I say yes. Now, here's the thing about me. I am a very honest person. So if I did not like this, I would tell you, okay? Or I would not be doing this video. So this foundation, this is for the win. This is for the win. Less than $15, I believe. So this is a steal. Like, this is, I like it. Like, I want to buy another one now for when I run out of this, okay? This is high up there. If I could give this foundation a number out of 10, either probably 9 or a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching. I hope this gave you some help in deciding if you want to try out this foundation, and I think you should give it a go. If you would like more beauty videos, just let me know. Bye.